Alright, welcome to the workshop. Today we're gonna make a one-wheel little bottle cart. Away from me. So you can use any bottle you have laying around. You can use one of these big soda bottles, these 2-liter bottles. You can use a little water bottle, and even from our already made model, one of the smaller soda bottles, right? Any bottle will work. Just look around and see what you have. But for this one, we're gonna use just an average water bottle. To make a hole on the bottom, which is gonna be our first step, you can use a push pin, which is what I'm gonna use. You can use a nail, any kind of sharp object you have around. You could even just use scissors. I'm gonna use a combination of all three just to make sure I get a nice hole. So I'm gonna go to a corner and I'm gonna poke it with my push pin and get a hole in there. And then in that same hole, I'm gonna take my nail and I'm going to, where's that hole? Push it in again, open it up. And then one more time, I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to poke it through again. I want a pretty decent sized hole, not too big, but just big enough. And we also want to cut our sharp end off of our skewer. Let's face it away from ourselves, face it downward, away from everybody, and try to cut it. And if it doesn't, we can also use our needle nose pliers and go all the way down to the bottom of them, and that should be a cutter. Let's face it away from anybody, from ourselves, and cut it down to the floor. And there we go, we cut it off. I'm gonna cut mine one more time just to get the pointy end off. And I'm gonna use this little piece. A little bit bigger than this would probably work better, but anything kind of small like this will work. We're gonna get one rubber band and we're gonna tie it around this little piece we have here. So I'm gonna squeeze my rubber band in half like this, and I'm going to place it down to give you a better view of how you're going to tie this. So we're going to get one end, and we're going to take the other one, and we're going to run it through like that. And we're going to pull it so it gets on there really good. Fix it a little bit. There we go. Alright, so that's our first piece. So now we can extend it out. We're going to take another rubber band. We're going to put it inside of here. And we're going to tie it the same way. We're going to go through the other end like that. And we're going to pull. Okay. One more time on the same piece. We're going to go through that rubber band like this. And we're gonna go through one side and pull. So we should have one more rubber band left. That one's gonna go on our long piece of skewer. So we're gonna tie it on one end, just how we did to the other little piece. So we're gonna take both ends, we're gonna run it through one end through the other, just like that, and then pull, pull, pull until it's tight. Back and forth like that. And then with our longer string here, we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna take this whole end over here. We're gonna run it through the last rubber band. And then try not to get it tangled up. Tie it, tie it, tie it. And pull. One more time. Like that. And you should have this really long one rubber band. All four tied together. Small piece at one end and a big piece at the other. And now we can bring our bottle back in. And that hole that we made, that's where we're gonna put our long piece. We're gonna run it through all the way to the top. Should come out this end, and then carefully pull it all the way through. You might need a little help. You just fix it. Boom, and then try not to pull this through. Sometimes if your hole's too big or your little piece of skewer is too small, it'll come through, and then you just pull it all the way through and you try again if that happens. So now we're just gonna tape down our little piece of skewer onto this end with some tape. And just like that, we're just about done. I'm gonna start twisting my rubber band to start building up the tension. So I'm gonna give it a few more spins till I'm ready, or till you feel like you don't want to go anymore or can't go anymore. And I'm gonna test it out. I'm gonna put it down and I'm gonna let it go float. So if you saw there, it's moving already, right? But on different places, on different surfaces, on the floor, on different tables, rough tables, really smooth tables, you might see that it's not working as good, right? So there's 2 more rubber bands that you can grab, and you can place them on the top upper part of your cup, of your bottle, and you can also place it on the lower part of your bottle down here, and you can mess around with it and put it in different spots. Every bottle has different shape to it, so wherever works with your bottle is the best spot for it. And you can test with or without it, but what these are gonna add, they're gonna add more grip, they're gonna add more traction to your little one-wheel car. It could work with or without, but that's what these are gonna do for you. They're gonna add more grip for your car. It's gonna make you go on more surfaces than if you weren't to add them. And then the amount of winds you put on these rubber bands, the more times you spin it around, the more energy you put into them, right? So when you build them up and you let them go, right? All that energy that you built into it, right? You put into it by twisting it, it comes out, right? So that's what's happening with this. So go ahead and twist it as many times as you want and use it in as many different ways as you can think of. But there we go. That's our little rubber band one-wheel car.